The whole concept behind the Lost Girl animation is the main character, Jason Rampage, who goes back to his hometown in search for his lost daughter. How this is illustrated is by Jason Rampage finding a locket in the middle of the road that has his daughter's picture. The locket itself is symbolic because it represents the relationship between him and his daughter. The antagonist, that goes by the name of Ghidorah, is Jason Rampage's worst enemy. The first three shots at the beginning of the animation represent the places that Jason Rampage has been in search for his daughter. This is an insight to what he has seen or may have seen in a previous stage. By doing this, the viewer sympathizes with what Jason Rampage has seen. At the very end of the film, we see the same place or same environment as in the beginning of the film, but from a different perspective. But this time, his daughter's shoe is in the image, showing that he may have missed important clues while searching for his daughter. The viewer is also led to believe that he has missed the clue himself. By using other animated video clips, for example the Fast and Furious animation, to show the inside of the protagonist working machinery, makes the animation quite realistic and adds another dimension to it. When the antagonist almost comes face to face with the protagonist, the freeze frame helps indicate how fast his machine starts working. The audio Evanescence My Immortal helps communicate his belief to find his daughter before he is killed by the antagonist. The protagonist's mini engine helps him get away from Ghidorah, which is why the antagonist is not in the few shots after having come so close to catching the protagonist. The soundtrack To You by Skrillex and Diplo illustrate the protagonist's search for his daughter. This is done through the dialogue of the song. When the antagonist Ghidorah finally corners off the protagonist Jason Rampage, the amplitude of the track is lowered to emphasize this moment in time and also the ending of the animation. Things that I could have done better would have to be the location shots. By taking shots at a more later time would help communicate a darker atmosphere and a more scarier one, which will relate to the genre. Another thing that could have been made better was the texturing of the characters. The protagonist being the main character and the good character could have been textured with brighter colours to help illustrate that. Things I reckon worked quite well with my animation would be the music that helped lift the animation, and also when the antagonist throws the car and the protagonist is unaware of what's happening behind him. I believe the antagonist throwing the car is a way of him asserting himself, and it shows the viewer that something is about to happen. The previous shot before that doesn't allow the viewer to see all of the antagonist, just a bit of his body. So this makes you want to know what's going to happen next. Also, the throwing of the car helps illustrate that there is now a threat in the animation. And that is also an introduction to the antagonist, who this character is and what he's about. Last but not least, the effects worked really well, determining the characters and also giving them real human qualities. For example, when the protagonist picks up the locket and he looks at it, camera aiming directly into the protagonist's face and then zooming in. This helps communicate that he's thinking. At the end of the film, while the viewer can see the closing credits, the animation allows you to hear the very end of the song My Immortal by Evanescence whilst a baby is crying. The baby crying represents the protagonist's daughter, and by playing it at the end of the film, this shows that he was unable to get to her in time.